gonna move down here on top of this hill to, yeah, see, if you move on top of the hill, you get a large view around you because obviously you're looking at stuff from above. So right now this is, south of here is kind of jungle, tropical climate with some dyes. Dyes are another luxury resource. They're pretty good to have. So I might settle actually a city like here at the coast. It will be a coastal city because it will have access to the ocean. There will be some floodplains. Yeah, there will be some desert close by, but there will be some jungle and some luxury resource. The jungle is actually not too bad in Civ 5. It generates a lot of food at the start, so you don't necessarily want to chop it, and you can even enhance it with trading posts and stuff like that. It's not a terrible resource. So, let's see. Next turn, I'm going to move my little scout up here. Ooh, perfect. I've just met a city-state, Edinburgh. City-states are a new feature in Civ 5. They are not another civilization. Other civilizations have leaders, and they can expand, and they can make diplomatic agreements with you. City-states are very different. They only consist of a single city, and they're not in this to win the game. They're basically just in the game to provide, to just survive. They're just looking after themselves. They don't attack. Well, they don't attack very much. And you can ally yourself with the city-states. You can become their friends. Of course, it requires some, how should I put this, greasing of the wheels of friendship with extra gold gifting on your part. But having city-states as your allies is very nice. So now I've met the city-state. I'm the first civilization that they've met, so they gave me 30 gold. Woohoo. And I can see right here some of the basic info about the city-states. First of all, it's a militaristic city-state, so they tend to be fairly more aggressive than other city-states, and if I become their ally, they're going to give me units from time to time, which is very awesome, because then it means that you don't have to spend time yourself building units. You can just take the units that they give you and incorporate them in your army. They do have a hostile personality. It's a little harder to become their friend because the influence that you get with the city-state that's hostile is going to drop faster than average. And right now it's the beginning of the game, so Edinburgh is allied with nobody, because obviously nobody has met them before. I'm the first one. They do also have some dice nearby, which is kind of nice, because if I become their ally, they will send me those dice. So I won't even have to work them. I won't even have to find dice for myself. They'll just give them to me if I'm their ally, which is a nice boost. But I guess, going back down here, it'll be a little hard to settle this place here then, because Edinburgh's right next to it. I'm going to let them just expand and probably instead try to become their friend so that I can get their support. So I've moved on top of the hill here. My little scout is done, and I can't quite finish my turn because my warrior hasn't received any orders yet. So if you click on this button here, it will automatically bring you to the next unit that you need to give orders to before finishing your turn. It's a very convenient button. So I'm going to move on top of the ruins here. Oh, perfect. My unit has just equipped itself with advanced weapons. So my warrior is now a spearman, which has a strength of 7 instead of 6. So it's going to be even better against those barbarians. And it's actually going to be very good against mounted units because it automatically gets a bonus versus mounted units. So if I meet any horsemen or any chariot archers, my spearman's going to own them, which is perfect. I'm going to take out this encampment right away with my next turn with my spearman because I don't want it to stick around. And as you can see, the tooltip's telling me that this is going to be a pretty good battle in my favor. So wow, perfect. See, oh, the barbarians are going to come out instead. They're going to try to fight directly, and they are going to actually.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
Alright, so I've finished research animal husbandry. It's going to reveal horses and let me build improvements on them. Oh, sweet. So there are some horses here. They're not really that close, but I'll eventually get them in Kyoto. So I might be able to build some early horsemen or chariot archers, which is not bad. Now, my spearman did fight with the brutes, and I kind of got my ass kicked. I took more damage than they did because they attacked me and I was in open terrain. So right now we're both sort of weak, but if I fight them right now, it's going to be a decisive victory. I'm going to kill them. Now, I have less HP than them, so I should be doing less damage overall, because the more damage your units get, the less damage they deal. But remember, I'm going to bring up this little screen here. The Japanese have Bushido. Units fight as though they are at full strength, even when damaged. So right now, my spearman fights as if it has its full health, and it's going to kick some barbarian ass. I'm going to kill them right now. There we go. I just got rid of the encampment, so I received 30 gold. My spearman is done. It has cleaned this encampment, and so now I'm going to be able to continue exploring down this way, and I won't have to worry about barbarians coming down north to ravage my cities, which is perfect. So, I finished animal husbandry. I do have my notification here that I need to get something else. And now I guess... Trapping is one of the new techs that I have access to because I got animal husbandry, but there's really no resources that require trapping. There's no ivory, there's no deer nearby, so I don't need it. I could build a wheel, research the wheel, which would eventually let me build chariot archers and which lets me build roads, but I don't need roads yet because I only have one city in my empire, and the main benefit of roads is that they let you connect cities, and I don't need that. Could research mining so that I could chop down forests to boost the farming land nearby. Could research archery to make some archers, or I could research pottery to build a granary. Interesting. I think I'll go for archery since I have this little encampment here and I don't know what's down this way. Having a ranged unit to defend your cities is a very good idea. And I still have my scout down here. Oh, so there's horses here. That's good to know. I am going to go... I guess I'll go up here. See if there's anything... Oh, sweet. More ancient ruins. And more incense here. Now, this incense I'm not that interested in because I'm going to have some here next to my city. And having two of a luxury resource is not really useful. You only get happiness for one source of luxury resource. Having a second one, I could trade it, I guess, but it's not going to give me any bonus happiness. Strategic resources and bonus resources, though, you can get more of them. There's no problem. You'll always get more food from more bonus resources, and you always can build more units and buildings from having more strategic resources, but luxury resources are not the same. So, let's see. There we go. I'm going to move into those ruins right away. And I have discovered the secrets of an advanced technology. I have finished archery.
After the arrow had been feathered with one of the eagle's own plumes, we often give our enemies the means of our own destruction.
So that's perfect. I was actually working on archery, and now I just got it because of that. So I can now move to the next technology. I am going to go... Well, see, if I get mining, I'll be able to chop down the forest and get more farmland. If I get pottery, I'll be able to build a granary, which will give me bonus food right off the bat. But I think I'll be fairly busy building stuff, so I will go with mining right now. I don't think I'll have much time for building a granary at the beginning. And now I'm going to move my little spearman in this forest here, which is a lot more defensible than snow. And I'm going to have it heal up here. So let's see. I do want to reveal what this is. I'm going to move down here, and then I'm going to move down here. More forest. And now, if you can see, my spearman's down to 2 hit points. I don't want to lose it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to fortify until healed. So it will stay in place. It will kind of dig in. And by fortifying, it's going to regain 1 hit point per turn. If you move your units around, if you keep giving them orders, they do not heal on their own. They do need to sit still and stop moving to heal. They will heal faster if they're within your empire's border, or if they're even inside a city. They'll heal a lot faster. But still, forest is better than nothing, and being fortified will actually give them a second defensive bonus. So if I get attacked, if I get jacked by some random barbarians coming out of the fog of war here, I'll be in a fairly good spot. My spearmen should survive. And I don't want to lose the spearmen. This is a very early advantage that I don't want to lose. So, I'm just getting a notification here that Kyoto has reached 3 citizens. It automatically reached 2 because of the runes that I got that gave me bonus population, so I didn't get a notification then. But my city is now working 3 tiles. It's also working this one here, so it's getting quite a lot of food. But as you get more citizens, they eat more food, so you constantly need to boost your food input to keep your population growing. Right now I'm only getting 1 bonus food, so it's going to take 30 turns for my city to grow, and I just can't have that. I'll have to find a way to boost the city's food, either by taking down some forests with a worker, which is probably the next unit that I'll be making, or by improving the tiles nearby with a worker also, which is what I'll do. So, let's see, I have my little scout here, which is going to keep moving. Up here, ooh, some more ruins. I'm finding a lot of ruins. This is nice. And, alright. So my spearmen, since it did move, this turn it fortified, it's now up to 3. So it'll take 7 more turns for it to heal, but at least it'll be alive. It'll be able to continue working for me. Now I'm going to seize those. And I have found a bunch of cultural artifacts which give me 30 culture. So right now my culture, this culture isn't added to a city. So my borders haven't suddenly expanded. They're still at the same, expanding at a 1 culture per turn rate. But this 30 culture just got added to my total empire culture, which is the culture meter here that denotes how soon you get your next policy. So I can adopt a new policy right now because I have enough culture. I have 42 out of 20, so I'm in a good spot. I could pick tradition, and unlocking the tradition branch is going to give me +1 food in my capital, which would solve my food problem right now that I have, at least for the time being. I could go for liberty, which speeds up the training of settlers by 50%, and I'm kind of feeling like I should expand early. There's a lot of room around me to expand, so I probably should expand. And then honor here gives me a 25% combat bonus versus barbarians, and it notifies me when there's new barbarian encampments. Now I want to expand, but I'm not going to be building a settler right away, so I don't need to get liberty right away. The bonus is kind of going to be wasted, so I could be I could get a bonus against barbarians, or I could get the +1 food. I think I'll go for the +1 food. I will unlock tradition right now, and so my city, Kyoto, is going to grow in 15 turns instead of 30, which is a lot more manageable. Alright, and I have finished building my warrior here, so I'm going to move my warrior up here in my defensive position that I was talking about, and I can now choose production. So I could build an archer because I have researched archery. It's going to take 10 turns, though. It's a lot longer than building a warrior, but again, the archer is a lot more powerful. But for now, I am going to build a worker. A worker, as the tooltip says, improves food production and gold by constructing improvements on map tiles outside of cities. And I do want to improve those wheat tiles, and I'm going to get a luxury resource pretty soon. My borders are going to expand in 8 turns, so yeah, I'll be getting either one of those resources pretty soon. So yeah, I'm going to go for a worker, and if I don't have the technologies yet to harvest those resources, I'll just cut down some forests and make more farmland for my city. So wow, this is a really good game at the start. Now, my warriors here, I kind of want to keep the barbarians at bay, so I'm just going to tell it to fortify on top of this hill, and when the barbarians do come, it will, actually, no, I'm not going to tell them to fortify. I'm going to tell them to alert, which will fortify it, but it will become active when there's a enemy unit that comes nearby. So this is not the same as fortify. Alert is a different hotkey, and it's a little more proactive. Now let's move my scout. Ooh, another encampment. It's a little far. Well, yeah, the barbarians do have to go through all this woodlands to come to my city, so when my spearman's done healing, I'm going to send it over here, and I'm going to try to fend off those barbarians, because they are going to be a pain in the ass. Barbarians are always pain in the asses. Alright, so my scout moved up here. There's really nothing. This is all tundra. This is not very much the kind of land that I want to get, but I could settle a city like up here, get those furs. Furs are another luxury resource. They're pretty good. There's a lot of deer around. A couple of desert tiles, but I could make do with them. Now I'm going to move down here with my scout. Alright.